Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the pod. Today is a mini episode where Alex and I catch up on life and business and kids and all the things because we really don't talk or catch up in between the main episodes. So this is the time that we do that. Hello. How's it going? What's new?
Going well.
Yeah?
What's new? Not too much since we last talked. More of a philosophical one
Okay.
for you. I have been thinking about something a lot.
Okay.
I sent you a reel weeks ago now, maybe months ago, I don't know, about there was this guy on a podcast and he's talking about how he's like, I know this is a hot take, but I feel like being a stay-at-home mom is not that hard of a job. Like it's so much harder to be a hot tar roofer. Like that's really a hard job. And then you see like the, all the backlash to it, right? And it's like, oh my God, but they don't have to birth their tools and raise their tools for 18 years. And it's like keeps coming up. And I just feel like there's too much emphasis on hard. Like we're filtering life through what is hard versus what's easy. And I feel like that is just the complete wrong filter because anything, like all the best things in my life have been hard. And I feel like a better filter is like, what benefit does it bring to you? And is that worth the hardship? Because how can you compare those two? Like motherhood brings so much joy. How could you possibly compare it as just hard to hard, like it's apples to apples?
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone knows my take on that. Number one, I don't think motherhood is the hardest job in the world. It's just not. It's just not. It's just absolutely not. I think it challenges you to be a better person. It challenges your patience. It tests your marriage. It tests your definition of love. I mean, it tests all of these things. But at the end of the day, waking up, being with little kids, getting to cook for them, that in itself, I think, is a blessing. Being able to hang out with them, being able to teach them, being able to take them on a walk. Now, again, it's exhausting. Sure. It is. It challenges you as a person. Sure. But again, to your point, there's a definition of hard. There is nobody that you have to answer to. At the end of the day, you get to decide what it is that you want to do. If you want to be, just for today, you want to be the type of mom that says, hey, we're going to sit on the couch and eat snacks and watch movies all day. You can absolutely do that. You cannot do that as a hot tar roofer. You cannot do that in a corporate job. You cannot, it doesn't matter what your job is. Yeah. You don't get to have that dictation to your life. You just don't. But in a stay-at-home mom, you get to. Yeah. You get to choose if you send them to school or if you want to keep them home. You get to choose what they're, it's just so silly to me, the comparison. Now, you think it is harder. Great. But again, I think to your earlier point, society, I think likes to validate moms by throwing out like these blanket comparisons
that don't work. It's so ridiculous to even compare the two things.
Oh, I had to birth them. Yeah, you did. But
you also chose to. Like there's this choice component that's missing
and
too.
Even if you didn't choose to.
Okay. Fair.
And like my hot take is I don't even know if you're gonna like that I say this. I'm vehemently pro-life. Okay. Now
we're different. Shocking.
Now we're different. But here's the thing. To me, kids come from God. That's just, it is what it is. There are people that try for 100 years to get pregnant and they can't get pregnant. Yeah. There are people that go through IVF and they only, they get one shot at it. Then there's people like me who just randomly get pregnant and okay, great. We got to figure it out. So again, it's like everyone's definition of hard, everyone's definition of easy. And we just like to throw these blanket things of like, it's this burden to birth them. It's this burden to be pregnant. It's this burden to raise them. And that's just the wrong mindset. It's okay to say this was a hard day or this is challenging, but then to do this comparison of like, it's just the hardest job in the world and no one else gets to question it. That's weird.
It's weird to me too.
It's really weird.
Because even if I do think it's hard, I change my mind on that all the time. It just doesn't matter. It's like, I just couldn't even compare it because there's no blessing greater in life than being a mother. So to just call it hard and tell my kids how hard it is. It's like I hear people saying that too to their kids. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like,
why are we doing this?
Why are we doing this?
Yeah.
This is the greatest blessing. I will do anything for this. So like in my mind, why even talk about it? Why even, yes, you had hard days, but like, why even have these ridiculous comparisons and try to, it feels a bit like martyrdom almost. Like
it does. And I think there's a lot of this in motherhood. I mean, that's like a blanket one of motherhood's the hardest job in the world. I'm like, okay, but like for who and when and at what point of time, you know? Because newborn phase is super easy for me. Not other people. I love it. We just lay around all day and watch Gilmore Girls and you just hang out on my boob. It's like the greatest thing ever. I think it's amazing. Toddler is a little rough for me. Like I have all these people who are, you know, so there's different heart at different points of time for different people. And it's just kind of a weird thing where I think we want to give moms validation, which great. Yes. I do think we should give moms validation. It's an amazing thing. That, I mean, I would argue and let's remove hard. Yeah. I think what we're actually saying is you're doing the most important job in the world because you are. There's literally nothing, to me, more important than raising a human being, making sure that human being is a good human being, they contribute to society, that they're going to grow up and be the next generation. Important, 100%. I think it is even teachers who, that's a really important job. Yes. You're raising and shaping the next generation. But to also add this layer of like, not that it's like you, to me it comes off of like, you owe me. I birthed you. Yeah. I raised, like, you know, and I don't know. It's just.
I do. And I think there's kind of a few parts to it because the point that I catch myself in it, and maybe part of it's comparison, the challenge, because I think everybody's operating at their capacity level. Like moms, hot tar roofers, whoever it is, like they're doing their best and they're exhausted and everything else, right? So like that should be validated. What you are doing is hard. But the comparison is what gets me. And I think, okay, so this is how I catch myself in it. Because I'm usually pretty good about this, but sleep, don't kill me for bringing up sleep again. But I feel like when I catch myself thinking like, wow, this is so hard that my babies don't ever sleep and I'm so tired. My experience of motherhood would be so different if I had a baby that sleeps like these other people that I talk to and I feel down about it. Then I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I comparing myself to other people's experience? It doesn't matter because if I take it through the lens of, is this worth the benefit? Like, is what I'm going through worth the ultimate benefit? It is an actual no-brainer. I would do it 1,000 times again because of course it's worth the sleepless nights because look at the babies that I have. So I think it's just like a switch in how we're filtering things.
Yeah, and I think, too, I actually talked about this on a post recently. There's an ironic dichotomy, if you will, or paradox in motherhood where your hardest moments are also your most rewarding moments. Yes. My most challenging or even some of my lowest points where I'm like, ooh, that wasn't good. I did not show up. Have been the catalyst to the best versions of me. There isn't another role in life, I think, where you can say that to be true. I mean, for me, being a mom has made me, I think, the best version of myself. Now, one might argue, oh, I had this job and whatever, and it's made me better. But I think there's just a different layer of irony in that you get just as much back as you give. The joy that you get, the love that you get, the growth that you get, all of these things. Yes, you're giving, because as I hear that too, it's like, oh, it's the most selfless thing ever. Yes, on one hand, but also think about you had those selfishly. If you chose to have the kids, you selfishly said, I want to have a little human that's just like me, so I can love it and raise it and do whatever I want with it. So, it's a weird thing where I think it's equally give and take.
And I would say it's not even motherhood. Like, look at anything hard. Like, look at marriage, right? It's easier to just go about your day and maybe like the relationship starts growing apart and you guys start fighting and you just let it happen. That's easier. Sure. And it is harder to make time for the person and work through issues when you have a lot of other things going on. But the reward when you do that hard thing of having the difficult conversations or whatever else is you have a loving, connected marriage for the next 20 years. I mean, the more work you put into anything, the more reward there is. So I don't even think it's just motherhood. I think this can apply to anything. So I think if you just are focusing on avoiding things that are hard and trying to do easier things, I think you're going to pay for it in the long run because like the marriage example, right? Like you drift apart and then all sorts of challenges come up. The same thing with parenting. We had Randy on and he said the same thing. Like if you don't intervene now, you're just going to pay for it later because everything's going to get harder and worse. And I don't know. I just think it's really, the enemy isn't hard here. It isn't. It's evaluating what hard you are going to choose and doing it.
And I think also thinking about like, why do you need that validation and what is it doing for you? It's funny, I was in a mom group one time and it was like 10 moms with the group leader. And the group leader said, well, we can all agree that motherhood is the hardest job in the world. And you know me, I go, well, with all due respect, I actually don't agree with that. And everyone was like, and I'm like, well, I just don't think it is. Like I'm sitting here right now and we're playing with bubbles. Like there's no comparison to this hour of my day. And I'm going to have to go back and sit in my office. I'm going to have to read through contracts. I'm going to get screamed at by all these CEOs. Like there's just not a comparison for me. I'm just saying. Like it's not a blanket thing. And so then, and it got all awkward and weird and whatever.
Oh my God,
but then later, a girl came up to me, another mom. She goes, she was a first time mom. This was when I had Evander and I was pregnant with Jaja. So I'm like 2 en route to 3. Yeah. So I'm like, yeah, I can say whatever. I mean, I say whatever I want anyways, but like I felt super confident to say it. And this girl came up, first time mom. She goes, hey, I just wanted to say thank you. I am a emergency veterinarian surgeon. So like people bring dying animals to me and I have to like operate on them and I don't want to go back. Like it's really traumatic. I have to deal with these like, she's telling me, she's like being a mom and her baby was almost a year old. She goes, I've been on maternity leave now for like quite some time. And this is so much better and so much easier. And people told me, it's the hardest job in the world. She's like, go to the veterinarian emergency surgery room. Like that's hard, like, and then I have to go tell people I couldn't save their dog or whatever. And it's kind of funny. Like that's not fun. That's not a funny job, but I could tell she was like, thank you for saying that. Like I've never wanted to say it out loud before because it's almost like you don't want to be judged because you're like, well, no, it's not for me, And I don't think the other thing I want to say about that too is like her job sounds a million times better than I'm like selling software, Yeah. So I think that has a piece to do with it of like, there's too many moving parts. Like what was the job? Hot tar roofer. Okay. Mm-hmm. And then what is the reward that you get from each of said jobs? Exactly. I mean, it's not even a thing that's comparable.
No.
And that has always stuck with me. That girl just being like, hey, thank you so much. Because I didn't ever feel like I could say that out loud. Like I would feel like I would be judged and I didn't know how to say it,
It is it's tough because everybody has different experiences, all the different phases, and it is hard and there are things that are challenging. But I think continuing to talk about it in a way that it's so negative is really doing everybody a disservice instead of looking at it at the joy that it brings you. And I think the more that you can focus on that, because 2 things, as we always say, can be true. It can be hard and it can be challenging. It could be harder than a job you used to have. It could be easier. It could be any of those things. And it could also bring like so much joy and so much reward and purpose and fulfillment to your life. And I think the more that you focus on that, the better the experience is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Right? Yeah. It's so interesting to me, some of these things that these moms say. I'm like, that's weird. I don't know how else to say it. It just sounds kind of weird to me.
It sounds weird. And then another thing I hear a lot is like, you don't need discipline. I don't know if you see this a lot, but I see a lot of people that are like, you don't need more discipline. You just need to do X, Y, and Z. Like
what does that mean?
It like kind of downplaying the importance of discipline. Have you not seen any
Like
of that?
disciplining children?
No, of like internal discipline, of having discipline to whatever you need to do, like having discipline to do hard things, having discipline to wake up in the morning or to eat healthy or to do things like that. I have heard lately negativity around discipline. Like it is not that important. Have you not heard it?
No.
Okay. Well, I just
Okay,
have really
but
strong
now I will
opinions
because my
on that
phone's
too.
listening to us, and so the
No, it's- you're
Illuminati is
gonna
going to
hear
make me hear it.
I just have a lot of opinions. I feel like having discipline, doing the hard things, those are the things that truly bring you the most fulfillment in life. And as a society, if we just focus on like what's easier and default to that, we're gonna have problems, and our life isn't gonna be as fulfilling. So those are my philosophical thoughts for the last 2 weeks, honestly.
Yeah. Oh man, we're hitting at time. There's one other one I know that, and just throw it out there. I saw this morning. This gal who's a CEO, and she's a mom, and she runs this business, and then she went on this long rant, like I was like reading for a while, and it was like whenever men introduce her, they say, hey, she's the CEO of XYZ, and how blasphemous that is because I've interviewed Oprah and and I'm like, okay, we're reaching here. I'm gonna send it to you. We'll talk about it on the
Wait,
next
what?
one.
She's mad that they call her the CEO?
She is like, that just belittles me. I'm a mother, and I've interviewed Martha Stewart, and I do da-da-da-da, and I've helped
Oh, like she has more.
She has more. Like, they want them to say more. I'm like, we're looking at things to be upset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's
to
the
me,
same
this falls into
thread
that
of-
camp. Sorry,
yeah.
that kind of was a tangent.
No, I get it.
But I think it's like one of those things where we're almost looking at things to be mad about.
Like focus on the good, and
Yeah.
more good in your life will
Yeah.
come. If you're focused too much on how people
Yeah.
are introducing you, maybe you need to look deeper inside for
I
what
think
how you value yourself.
100%. And I think you need a hobby. I think you should do something else with your life. That's just my hot take. All right. Well, good one.
catch up.
Love it. Yeah. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.